I know you don't normally have speeches at a Polish wedding, but it is customary in Britain, and it is customary to always begin speeches with a joke. When I said that to Natalia, she begged me not to try and be funny. So I'm not going to start with a joke. I'd like to start with an apology and say, przepraszam. Przepraszam, nie mówię po polsku. This is going to be in English. There are a couple of reasons for that. The main one is that English is the only language I can speak. But I am aware we've got a few different mother tongues here today. So before I start properly, I would like to say, bardzo miło was wszystkich widzieć. To Tony and Uwe, where's Tony and Uwe? Willkommen, es ist sehr gut, du bist hier. We were supposed to have a South African, but she hasn't turned up, so thank God for that. Next one. And to my little Portuguese pal Nuno, I'd like to say, Volta tam uma banda grande. And that should just lead me to say in English, thank you to everyone for coming. I know that's one of... Where's the signal? You're a wink? I know that's one of the things that I'm supposed to say, but I really do mean it. We know it hasn't been easy for people to get here, and we really do appreciate the time, effort, and expense that everyone...
That's Tomek. Uncle Thomas.
Time, effort and expense that everyone has gone to. Knowing that we've got friends and family that would literally travel across a continent to be here really does make the day all the more special. So thank you for that. Did you go the right way?
Yes.
Yeah. There are, of course, a few people who aren't here today. In particular, there's one couple who have been married over 40 years. They've had 4 fantastic children, and Colin. And they really have, throughout my life, been the best role models, and in recent years, great friends too. So I'd like to make the first toast to absent friends, in particular, moja mama I tata. Na zdrowie. Right. Everybody please refill your glasses. I've got a couple more toasts to make. On the subject of alcohol, this is a Polish wedding, so there will be a lot of vodka flying around the place. Please remember that it's a marathon, not a sprint. And if you are mixing drinks, just be very careful. That's my advice to you. Speaking of advice, since meeting Natalia, I've been given quite a lot.
Of advice.
And even more since getting engaged. There's somebody here who I work with who likes to think of himself as an advice giver. He sees himself as the old bull at the top of the hill. Those of you who don't know the story of the old bull...
Which one is?
I'd like to stand up and make it very
The fat one. When I said to the old bull I was thinking of getting married, his advice was, don't be so bloody stupid. He actually said, why on earth would you want to get married? I said to him, he wouldn't understand because he hadn't met Natalia. Everybody who had met Natalia immediately said, yes, go for it. My slightly scary sister Ellen, she said, Harry, you have to marry Natalia, she's beautiful. Charlie and Harry said, do it, she's hot. Colin said she's kind and she's thoughtful.
Bravo!
And my mum said she's a good cook and she'll make a great wife. Well, the best advice I got was from my good friends Casey and Simon, who each, don't look at me like that, Simon, you, who each in their own way really prompted me to pop the question. In a very serious conversation with my good friend Casey, some people might say my best friend Casey, she said to me, you have to marry Natalia, she's everything you've ever dreamed of. Whilst the more practical thinking Simon said, ask her quickly before she realises she could do much better. So with that in mind, I hatched a plan and I put together a short video of people giving Natalia advice and telling her to say yes when I do ask her to marry me.
No.
And I need to... What are you doing? Back. And I need to say a big thank you to Arthur, Kinga, Marek. Where's Marek? Marek. Babcia. And Isabella. Not only for all your help with the video, but more generally for accepting and welcoming me into the family. From day one, you've made me feel like one of the clan, and that's why I genuinely feel doubly lucky today, because I'm not just getting the wife I've always dreamed of, I'm also getting the best extended family too. So I'd like to make a second toast to Rodzina, family, and in particular to the Budzinskis. So everybody please refill your glasses again. One more. One more. It's overtime. Natalia came home from work one day and sat waiting for her just inside the front door was the first clue in a little treasure hunt. And at the end of the treasure hunt there was the video. And at the end of the video, there's the sunrise on the beach as the cheesy music plays. And I was there with Natalia, and I got down on one knee, and I put on my best voice, and I said, Natalia, will you marry me? To which she replied, are you growing a moustache? Which threw me a little bit. When I'd gone through the scene in my head beforehand, I'd imagined her saying yes, imagined her saying no. I hadn't prepared myself for a conversation about facial hair. Eventually we discovered that yes, I was growing a moustache, and yes, she would marry me. But it wasn't a simple, straightforward answer. And that's probably symbolic, because nothing has been simple or straightforward about any of our engagement or wedding preparation. When we came over in January, I need to say a big thank you to Paulina, who drove us around. It was minus 15 degrees, there was snow on the ground, we were skidding everywhere, we didn't have any petrol, we didn't know where we were going, and when we did finally find all the different places, we argued about them. Natalia and I had disagreed over just about everything to do with today. The only thing we had agreed on was that we wanted it to be traditional. Now, traditional means two things. Firstly, I can read still the draft. And secondly, Natalia doesn't get to make a speech. And I know.
We'll see about that.
I know as much as she enjoys today, there'll be a part of her that's annoyed by that. So I'd like to do the next best thing and quote Natalia directly, because she once said something to me, and I teased her for it at the time, but I shouldn't have done, because when I was trying to think of something to say, something to say in this speech here, something profound or poetic, I had absolutely nothing. And it was her words that kept coming back to me. She said, being loved
Say that.
being loved is the most beautiful thing in the world. I'd like to say to Natalia, thank you. Thank you for showing me that beauty. And I hope every day, for the rest of our lives, you feel as special and as loved as I hope you do today. So I'd like to make a third and final toast to... Don't need that. A third and final toast to beauty, piękna, and to inside and out.
Środku i na zewnątrz.
Cicho. Inside and out, the most beautiful woman I know, moja kosiarniczka, my wife, and my life, Natalia. Let's go. Stop that, Colin.
You're raving, Jesse.